What's going on, guys? It's HVG here, and today we're going to be mustering up some money because in the last episode we spent all of our money we got from breaking our rocks, or cutting down our trees, into paying a company to build out our property for us. Now, how are we going to make money, you ask? I got a couple of things up my sleeve. So, as I go for my morning stroll, like always, the neighbors come out and talk, we conversate. We might have, a contract with this young lady right here. She does not like the tree here, and neither does the shop here either. So I believe she wants to get rid of this tree, and she wants to split the profits down the middle 50-50, which I'm okay with. And they're undecided on this tree right here because it gives them both. You see, the shop gets a nice tree view, but the lady during the fall time, she gets a brunt end of the leaves. So it's either they're gonna call out a trim company to come trim some of the limbs and make it look a little bit nicer, but we also have a contract with this. I believe this is a church here. We're going to be contracted every couple of weeks to come cut their grass, which honestly is pretty easy money. They're giving us 250 bucks to do their whole entire property, which is perfect for us because that gives us a chance to use our mower. Now, also, this property right here, I seen that they did have some equipment out. As you can see, the guy up here, we were talking, and he might need some of his stuff pressure washed, but he doesn't know yet. But let's head back to our property and get our tractor all set up, get our equipment ready, so we can go look at this job and scope out what we need to do to get this plot of land cleared out for the local rec. As we making it back into the shop, we're probably gonna bring over just the tractor. Oopsies, not the mower. Actually, we can move the mower out the way for a little bit. Put this right here. Alright, let's get into this tractor because do we still have the... Yep, take this off. Now let's head up there. It's relatively close. It's not that far away. It's right up there. And we're gonna scope out and see what we need to do this job because I'm pretty sure it's just ripping up the grass, and I might see if they're gonna supply the gravel. If they're not, then I'm gonna try to find a way to get some gravel, but let's head up there and see what we need. So as we're pulling into the rec league, I'm gonna go talk to the head guy, and we're gonna get a game plan on what we need done and what he needs me to do. So after talking with the head representative of the rec center, I guess I didn't really get his name, but they have a nice football field for the kids. They do have a parking lot. What they want, because they don't own that whole entire property back here, so I'm gonna drive us there right now. So they want a little plot to where they can build, like, basically an addition to the football field so the kids have something else to do. And they're thinking, because this is an ag town, they want to get them to learn about greenhouses and stuff of that nature. So they're gonna put those. So they want to do just a plot of land. So basically, they want to do from about where this bleacher starts all the way out until he believes he wants to line it up with that right there, that light post. That's the size plot of land they want. But let's go grab the truck and the dump trailer because we're going to need to load up that dump trailer with all the soil we're getting from here. As we're just pulling in, ooh, this truck sounds so amazing. So we're gonna get started with this. Okay, we got our first bucket full, and as you can see, it's gonna be a little while, but it's gonna look amazing when it's done. Now what we're gonna do is, because we're right about where he wants it to be, so we're gonna come in at an angle. We'll come in basically horizontal to it to make it line up perfectly. So I believe about right about here should be right on the money. Okay, that's pretty much perfect on what he wanted. Now we're gonna leave some of the grass because it's protruding through. So when we go cut it or do whatever, we'll see. But we'll try to get as close as possible. But now let's put this load into the trailer and keep it going. Now, what we're gonna do now is basically set up our perimeter because we already have our vertical line basically mapped out. And he came out, he called me, actually, he can come out anywhere. He called me and said they're gonna be supplying the gravel. So just let him know when we're done and he's gonna get the dump trucks here and everything. So let's keep it going. We're almost about perfect with that right there. So now let's make our box and keep it pushing. Let's put back dumped into the trailer and let's keep it going. Let's head back over and keep this money rolling. Now I think our dump trailer has maybe a load or two left before she's full. So let's see how many based off, we're gonna do calculations how many loads we're gonna have to take of soil. And I honestly don't even know where to put the soil. I don't even know if I can get rid of it because I don't know if people want soil, honestly. So we're gonna have to figure that whole thing out. But let's get back to doing what we do. Okay, so our perimeter is pretty much made. We're not gonna bring it out all the way to the street because it's just not what he wanted. So let's move this dump trailer truck so we can finish our box. And I believe this will be the last load of soil going into this dump trailer. No, we got one more load. So let's move the dump trailer. I love the sound of this truck. Also, the fuel gauge has been stuck at full, but I know it's not full. So we have to fix that issue on this tractor before, we run out of diesel. But let's get back to it. Last load of soil. To be honest, I think we're gonna dump the soil in a neutral spot because I believe it'd be much easier to load everything up off a spot and keep it pushing. Believe this will be our last load for the dump trailer. No, it looks like we can still fit a little bit more. So let's keep it going. Okay, that looks like to be our last load for the dump trailer. So let's figure out where to get rid of it. So after talking with the guy up at the locals farmers market, he said he'll take the soil all day, every day. So let's dump the soil and see how much we make off the soil. We made about 550 bucks, which honestly, that's not bad at all. Let's head back to the job and keep this money rolling in. Loading her back up. Let's get back to it. So we got our perimeter down. Now let's just knock out the inside and call this a day. Also, the dump trucks will be here when I call. They're already loaded up, waiting on standby. They may be dump trucks, they may be tractors, who knows? But let's get back to our job. Yeah, we had to move the truck to get this much better for us. Okay, last thing is soil. Now let's go make this money. Let's get ready to dump this load. About the same we made last time, but hey, I'll take some free money. Let's get back to work. Now, I can honestly say, I need a four-wheel drive tractor because boy, this two-wheel drive tractor is not cutting it. But she's doing her work. She's just spinning all day. But let's get these buckets loaded up. Oh, look, she's stuck again. Listen, I've been working up there. We just kind of started that area up there, and the amount of time it took for me to get to that, from that point to here, I wish this tractor was four-wheel drive. But we're gonna see if this tractor has any upgrades or anything. We're gonna bring it up to the shop and see what we can do with this tractor. But let's get back to work. Okay, that looks like our last load of soil. This is soil load number 3, about to get sold. So let's go. I think this will be our last load of, this next load of soil should be our last load because we're pretty much finished with the little plot. We're gonna ring them and let them know to bring the soil and the gravel. Another 546. Let's get back to that money. As you guys can see, we only got that little bit left, so it probably should be like 3 or 4 loads from the bucket, and then we should be up out of here. Also, they will be bringing me a leveling bucket so we can level out the gravel for them, which I think is going to be pretty fucking cool. So, let's get on to the work. So as you can see, we just dumped pretty much, we got like little cleanup work, but for the most part, their greenhouse pad has been completed. But in the next video, we'll be filling this all up with gravel, leveling it out, and collecting payments. So stay tuned for that. It's HBG, and I am out.